Hello champions, I am Chandan Biswas and in this video we are going to learn about Le Chatelier's principle. Le Chatelier's principle is an important principle which governs reactions at equilibrium. In summary, the principle talks about the effects which are caused to change in an equilibrium system. According to this principle, whatever change you want to bring in a system at equilibrium, this equilibrium system tries to do just the opposite of that cause. For example, if you're trying to increase the concentration of any substance, the system will try to decrease the concentration of substance. If you try to increase the pressure, then the system will try to decrease the pressure. If you try to increase the temperature, the system tries to decrease the temperature, and so on. So in summary, that is the entire goal of Le Chatelier's principle. Now let's try to understand different aspects of this principle. Let's talk about the first effect, the effect of concentration. How does changing concentration affect any reaction at equilibrium? Let's say an example, we have reactant becoming product. In this case, let's say we are trying to increase the amount of reactants. How does the system will try to behave in such a scenario? The system will try to decrease the reactant amount by going in the forward direction. As we can see that by going in the forward direction, the increased amount of reactant gets consumed. So whatever you do to change the equilibrium concentration, the system will try to do just the opposite. Let's try to see another scenario. This time we are trying to increase the amount of products. In such case, the product amount increases and therefore the system tries to decrease the amount of product. How does it do it? It will try to consume the amount of product in order to drive the reaction in the backward direction. So in simple terms, effect of concentration says if we try to increase the amount of reactant, the system tries to move in the forward direction. If we try to increase the amount of product, the system tries to move in the backward direction and vice versa. That's all about effect of concentration. Now let's try to understand the effect of pressure. To understand the pressure effect, we have to distinguish between three different cases of reactants and products. In the first case, we have a reaction which is A plus B equals C. In this reaction, A plus B are the reactants and C is the product. In such case, since A and B both are gases, the pressure of the reactant side will be more than the product side. In such case, if we try to increase the pressure, the system tries to decrease the pressure. How does it do it? It tries to drive the reaction in the forward direction. Why? Because by driving the reaction into forward direction, the system tries to produce less moles of gas and thereby reducing the pressure. Let's try to focus on another case of the reaction. A equals B plus C. In this reaction, we see that product side has more moles of gases than the reactants. So the reactant has less pressure now and the product side has more pressure. If we try to increase the pressure in this scenario, the system will try to decrease the pressure. How does it do it? It tries to drive the reaction in the backward direction. By consuming B and C, we get more of A and therefore the pressure is lowered as per the opposite effect of the cause to U. So therefore, summing up these two cases. In the first case, we saw that the delta N was negative and in the second case, delta N was positive. Summing it up, if delta N is positive, increasing the pressure drives the reaction in the backward direction. Let's talk about the third case. A plus B equals C plus D. In this reaction, the reactant and product side both has same number of moles of gases. So in this case, if we try to change the pressure, the system does not affect. Can you guess why? The reason is that both sides of the reaction has same amount of pressure because both sides have same number of moles of gases. As a result, the change of pressure has no effect on this equilibrium. To sum it up, the entire effect of pressure can be divided into three different categories. The first one, delta N was greater than 0. When delta N is greater than 0, system will try to go in the backward direction on increasing pressure. In the second case, when delta N was negative, in such cases, the system will try to move in the forward direction when pressure is increased. And in the third case, where both sides have same number of moles of gas, that is, delta n is equal to 0, effect of pressure has no change on equilibrium. So therefore, these three are the cases of the effect of pressure. Now let's talk about effect of temperature. For this case, we need to consider two different possibilities. Number one is an endothermic reaction and the second one is exothermic reaction. Let's talk about endothermic reactions first. Imagine a reaction which is A equals B. Now this reaction has endothermic nature, so it is very clear that the reactant side has more temperature because heat is being consumed by the reactant, and the product side of course will have less temperature. So therefore, if we try to increase the temperature, what does it do to the system at equilibrium? It will try to decrease the amount of temperature. It is achieved by moving the reaction in the forward direction. As we see, as the forward direction goes, a more amount of B is produced and therefore the temperature is lowered down. Let's talk about the another case of an exothermic reaction. In this reaction we have C equals D. For this reaction it is exothermic. It means that when the product is produced, it will have more amount of temperature because heat is released in the case, and the reactant will have less temperature. So in such cases, if we try to increase the temperature, system will try to decrease the temperature by moving, of course, in the backward direction because that lowers the temperature. So that's the effect of temperature for an endothermic reaction. Increasing the temperature drives the reaction forward, while for exothermic reaction, increasing the temperature drives the reaction backward. Next up is effect of catalyst. Catalysts do nothing but just speed up the reaction to achieve equilibrium faster. So it has no effect on the equilibrium whatsoever, except that it will try to achieve equilibrium quicker. So that's what all about is effect of catalyst. Now let's try to understand the effect of volume change. Effect of volume change has the opposite effect of changing the pressure. For example, if we are trying to increase the volume, it also means we are trying to reduce the pressure. On the other hand, if we are trying to decrease the volume, it also means to increase the pressure. So now let's try to understand how the reaction behaves when we are trying to increase the volume or decrease the volume. In the first case, we see that when we try to increase the volume, it also means that we are trying to decrease the pressure. Now the system will try to move in such a direction for which pressure increases by going in a particular direction. So how does it do it? For such cases, as we see in this reaction, A equals B plus C. In such cases, the product side has more moles, so therefore more pressure, and the reactant side has less moles, so less pressure. So by increasing the volume, we have already reduced the pressure. The system will try to increase the pressure by moving in the forward direction because that produces more moles of gases and therefore pressure will be increased. Let's start to know about the other one. For this case where we have A plus B equals C. In this reaction, we see that the reactant side has more moles, hence more pressure, and the product side has less moles, so less pressure. In such cases, if we try to increase the pressure, basically if we are trying to increase the volume, in this case, increasing the volume has same effect as decreasing the pressure. The system will try to increase the pressure. How? In this case, the pressure will be increased by going in the backward direction. So as it is very obvious that increasing the volume has similar effect on such cases. And lastly, we have when both sides have same number of moles. A plus B equals C plus D. Since both sides have same number of moles, so pressure change will be negligible because both sides have same amount of pressure. So therefore, changing volume in such cases will not bring about any change at all. So that's all about effect of volume change. And lastly, let's consider about effect of inert gas addition. Inert gas addition can be done in two different ways. Number one, effect of inert gas addition in a constant volume. So when we add inert gas in a constant volume, the partial pressures of the gases existing in the reaction does not change, which means that equilibrium will have no change on that particular change of inert gas addition. So for addition of gases, inert gases in a constant volume has no change on the equilibrium. On the other hand, if we try to introduce an inert gas in a constant pressure, how does it happen? Introducing inert gas has at constant pressure will have the same effect as decreasing the pressure, because when we add more moles of gas, the system will try to inflate because the volume of the vessel will increase, and therefore it will have the same effect as decreasing the pressure. So every change on the equilibrium reaction happens just accordingly as the decreasing pressure effect. So that's all about Le Chatelet's principle. Let's see you in the next video.